Clerks 2. So I just re-reviewed Clerks, and I got tickets for Clerks 3 when it finally comes out this Tuesday. I'm actually pretty excited for Clerks 3, and I watched the trailer for Clerks 3, and it kind of got me excited because honestly, when they announced the Clerks 3, I was not excited, and here's why. I watched Clerks. I thought it was a pretty good movie. Didn't really get it. After my recent rewatch, I've kind of changed that a lot, but I definitely appreciate and love the film more than I did. But it was really Clerks 2 that turned me off from a Clerks 3. Clerks 2 is a bad movie. And it's hard to describe what makes it bad, and it's really this. Jersey Girl is Kevin Smith's big financial bomb movie about him becoming a father, which was. And I say about him becoming a father, it wasn't really specifically him, but in real life he had become a father, so he made a movie about it. Right? That's kind of the thing about Kevin Smith. He makes movies about himself through the facade of these characters and has fun with that. And so I really like Jersey Girl. I don't think it's a great movie. It's not a awful movie, but it's a fun little heartwarming movie about this dad reconnecting with his daughter after something tragic happened. And so it's kind of interesting little story there, right? I like that movie. Well, that movie bombed. And so Kevin Smith was kind of like, well, what do I do? This is kind of something Kevin Smith does a lot. Mallrats, for example, bombed. And he went on an apology tour basically for that movie. He's like, I made that movie. And even though that's weird, people love Mallrats. People don't really come around for Jersey Girl. And that's just because the people who watch his movies are not the audience for a drama about someone reconnecting with their daughter. The people who watch Clerks and things like that don't have children and probably never will. I'm kidding, but like, kind of not, you know. And I think Kevin Smith understood that, so he went back to this View Askew universe that he created with all these characters and made Clerks 2. And Clerks 2, I think the biggest problem with this movie is it's just a depressing reality. It's fun that the characters in the first Clerks work at the convenience store, because that's the story of that movie. It's kind of relatable. You know, you're working a low end job. There you go. It's depressing that when that convenience store closes down, they start working at a dead end fast food joint. Now the characters start to move on by the end of the movie and stuff, but the reality of this movie is just a very depressing reality. Most people wanted these characters to move on and get real jobs because because that's kind of what you want out of Clerks, and they didn't really do that, and so it becomes this odd movie. It's also lost its relatability factor because of the fact that Rosario Dawson plays this boss character that is so unrealistic to any boss anyone will ever have, that it's just like, I don't know. Well, I get some stuff out of the humor. I like the rant about the Hobbit. I'm just walking. I mean, it's kind of funny. There's lots of jokes like that really get me. Jay and Silent Bob are always funny and have fun moments in the movie. But the rest of this movie is just this unrelatable movie that's kind of lost the plot of Clerks. And that's what I really appreciate about the new Clerks. It feels like it's going back to something Kevin Smith was actually going through in real life. It also feels like a pretty step in the right direction. You have, you know, Dante finally move on and be able to make a film, and that's kind of interesting. I want to see where that goes. You know, I really like that idea for Clerks 3. I think I'm excited for that, but this movie doesn't really do a good job on selling you why a movie like Clerks should have ever really had a sequel. And I'm hoping Clerks 3 will do a better job. I'm not really sure if it will. I will probably never watch this film again. And also, when I was talking about Clerks, I was talking about how it's a creative movie, filmmaking wise. This movie really isn't. It's very boringly shot, kind of ugly shot. It's overtly bright and kind of shot like a TV show for some reason, and that just is bad to me. And it's like, why? Why does it look like this? You know, Clerks is, I don't know. It has the wrong feel for Clerks. Clerks should be dirty and grimy and kind of like cheap looking, but also not bright. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't like the look of this movie. I really don't like Rosario Dawson's character, and I really don't like Kevin Smith's attitude with this film. The vibe I get from him making this film. I don't really get it. I love Kevin Smith, but this is just an absolute failure in my mind of just like, why would you make some of these choices that you made? I don't understand it. He was at a weird spot where he's just trying to make what people wanted him to make instead of what he actually wanted to make. And I'm glad that we're kind of getting, and I feel like he's gone back and kind of done that. But I feel like right now I think he genuinely wants to make a Clerks 3 and a Jay and Silent Bob reboot. I think those films are actually kind of something he wants to make. It's him wanting to go back to his roots and make a film that's cool. I just don't get the Clerks 2 at all. I think it's his worst film of his films that I've seen. Keep in mind, I've never seen like Zack and Miri. I've seen Tusk one time. Don't remember anything about it. Yoga Hosers. I've heard pretty terrible things about it. Never seen it. But, you know, I've not seen all of his films out of the ones I have seen. Yikes.